Hey, it's Jason with jams.net. Thanks for tuning in. So if you've seen my channel, you know I have a lot of videos on different lights that I have set up. And I'm going to address an issue here in my garage. As you can tell, it is bright and sunny, but the garage backs up into a hill. And I don't do a ton of projects in the garage, but I have a tool cabinet in the garage. So when you go in here, you can see it is pretty darn dark. Now I can obviously cut my lights on and get some light, but it still isn't as light as I would want it to be here. I have a ceiling above me. I don't have any lights here. I got a light there for the lights, for the steps. But what I want to do is put a light right above me. So we're going to talk about solving that problem today with an LED light that plugs into the wall, which requires no wiring. Stay tuned. So I plan to solve this lighting issue with a light called the Cinoton. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. It is a UFO LED high bay light. UFO meaning it's cylinder, or it's circular, I should say. 160 watt, one pack. This is a $40 light. It has a little hook, and it will plug directly into the wall. And it puts out 5,000 K with a 120 voltage. So what's the story on this light? I was reached out by a company called Lintup, and they said, hey, we saw your other videos in your garage and you're attempting to try to solve some of the lighting issues. Would you be interested in testing out some of our LED lights? So I want to be completely frank. They sent me this light at absolutely no cost in exchange for me doing a video and giving an honest opinion. And if you watch my channel, I'm going to be pretty straightforward and tell you if I like it or hate it. You're going to see for yourself. And I'm going to show you an install of me actually doing this. Okay, so the UFO LED high bay light. Let's see what this bad boy is all about. This is an Amazon distributor, so you get it very quick because it is through Amazon. You're going to get the user manual. I expect this to be pretty darn basic because no wiring is involved. It's just a plug. Although it looks like, you know, you could obviously hardwire it if you wanted to. You would just have to cut the plug off. But this application and the application at the building, those plugs, and the plugs are on a switch. So that's going to make it quite nice, because then I just hit the switch and away I go. So let's talk about the design here. Metal. This is not plastic. It has some weight to it. You have the logo right here. You have a hook that is going to screw in, and then it looks like the cable. I'm not sure why this cable looks like it's already hooked. So I guess that's if you want to keep it hanging as like a safety, I assume, or something. Let's look at the instructions here. You can screw the lifting ring into the high bay light fixture and then tighten it firmly, and then hang the fixture into the lifting hook. So those are all the parts that you're going to get with this guy. And you can see thick plastic here with all the LED. And then it will hang like that. You never want to hang it by the cable. This, I think, is just trying to jazz up the casing a little bit, to be honest, with the red color there. So then I'm just going to take a Phillips head screwdriver, and I'm just going to tighten this screw on the back. And it's basically just screwing it into the hook. So get that nice and tight. Then I just got to mount something that I can hook this into. And then ultimately this is just going to plug into the wall. And this is a 5.5 foot cable. so I can snake this over. And for this install, I am going to run the cable a little bit farther. I don't have an outlet on the ceiling, but I'm running it into where I'm going to have an outlet on a switch. For the time being, it's just going to go into a surge protector until I actually hook up the outlet on the switch. But this is a great install for somebody that doesn't want to do wiring because it has the plug. So, you know, if you're putting this in your garage, or you're putting this in a shed, or you're putting this in, you know, even a workshop or something, you know, you don't have to pay an electrician if you have an outlet readily available. It's even better if the outlet's on a switch, or you could buy a smart switch for something like this and basically have it run off of an app and plug it. So let's go take a look again at where I'm going to install this and how I plan to do it. Now, admittedly, here at the garage, I'm just going to use what I have available, which is a grossly oversized hook that I would typically use to hang a ladder. Now, you could use a much smaller eyelet hook or lots of other options. This literally has been in my toolbox. It's going to be so darn high. I feel like, what the heck? Might as well just put it to use. And I just have my 6-foot ladder here. And I'm going to target this beam that's kind of in the center. So I want to get this kind of high. But I think I'm going to target this bad boy right here. Run my hook in the side. And since it's so big, it will come out. And that will basically put me dead center over where I need to be. And the light will hang right about here to give me really good spectrum coming down. So to install the hook, I'm just going to use my screw gun to get a little bit of a guide hole, and then I will use the hook to actually screw it in. So I got a screwdriver, which is going to give me leverage on the hook. I have the actual hook here, and then I have my screw gun. So you can see this is a 6-foot ladder, and I'm on the second to last step. You can really get a sense of how high I'm hanging this. And frankly, the higher you hang it, the better off you're going to be. And the reason is you'll have better spectrum of light. So it's a good thing. So I'm going to take the hook here, and I drilled a smaller hole, obviously, to get started. And then I'm going to drive this hook into the hole. Again, you could use any little eyelet hook, lots of different ways. I'm using what I have available. I'm sick of looking at this hook in the garage. Now it's going to hang a light. So this is how it's looking hanging. I just wrapped the safety strap around this. I mean, frankly, in this install, I'm incredibly not concerned about it because of the hook I used. And then you can see I'll run the cable and it will hold super nice. And I'm going to put the cable back behind the toolbox, and you get 5 foot of cable. So that's going to go down pretty far. Okay, I had this light installed in the garage. Same exact view as before. You walk in. This is what you get. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this light on. 1, 2, 3. But whoa! My goodness. Does that put out some light? Or what? A little bit more. You get really good light from this little guy. So whenever I'm working here, super easy. Super easy install. And whenever I'm working here, I'm going to actually have light, which is what I needed and what I ultimately wanted. So before, I would come in, And I would cut the step light on, and I would be like, all right, let me try to get some light in here. So then I would, get my tools out or whatever. Now, I'm going to be able to see everything absolutely perfect. I'm not going to have to pull out my phone or anything like that. So for 40 bucks, super easy install. I'm going to have a switch right here for the light. This is actually plugged into an outlet for now. I just have it on the surge protector, and frankly, it's doing what a switch would do anyways. Let's do another test, and we'll cut all of the lights on. So this is with all the other lights on. And you could see a little bit, but I mean, everything now. So the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm probably going to make a new video for this, I'm going to install 2 of these at the building in a much bigger garage, hanging significantly higher. So you'll be able to see kind of the spectrum in a commercial building application with ultimately very high ceilings. So when I do that, I'll post another video and I'll show it. I want to give a huge shout out to the company that sent these to me. Be sure to look at the link in the description of this video. It actually will give you a link to Amazon where you can purchase these. But again, from Lee Tupe, I should say, the company that was working with the manufacturer of this light. Thank you for sending these to me. Thank you for letting me test these. And hopefully, if you're considering an application for a garage or something along those lines, you'll give these a consideration. $40. That includes shipping. And you get them in like 2 days. And you can solve all of your lighting issues without any wiring. Plug and play, you're good to go. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to give me a subscribe on YouTube. It means a lot to me. See you soon.